Now the last one, and this is optional, is colleagues. There's some colleagues you want to tell what you're going through, some you may not. You have to make that determination. I'm not in your office. Or it's a little different now because some of us still work from home, things like that, so it may be different then. But however the dynamics are, you want to make sure, if necessary, that your colleagues know how to support and be around you during this process. So the 3 parts again: describe what you must sacrifice. Extra office time, hanging around the office. I know that when I was in public schools, although we got out early, because of just hanging around and things like that, we could easily sit around and talk and just be around each other until it's 5 or 6 o'clock. And then I'm headed home. So you may have to sacrifice the extended or extra office time. When I was going through my doctoral program, we had meetings after school, and then the admin would have meetings after the meetings. Well, I can't make the meetings after the meetings, so I'm not going to be a part of that. Also, there may be some days you may want to shut the door during your lunch so you can actually read for an hour or work for an hour or do something like that. So they have to know that sometimes your door is going to be closed and you're going to be reading or doing what you have to do. You're going to have a working lunch, whereas you would normally have lunch with them and go somewhere. You can't always do that. So that's those 2 things for describing what you must sacrifice. For describing what you need from them, once again, as you know, no surprises. And of course, no work day is predictable in most people's careers, so there's going to be natural surprises. What we don't need is colleague-made surprises. So understand with it. If you need me to help you with something, let me know in advance. Let's plan this. Let's plan a meeting. Just don't bust in my office and say, hey, gotta go right now, emergency. I don't want to get fired. That's unfair. But just make sure no surprises. The next thing in this is an occasional cover. Your colleagues, particularly ones that you work well with, may need to cover for you on days you have to close the door and knock some work out. So an occasional cover, explain to them, it's not going to be all the time, but occasionally I may need you to cover for me. Occasionally I can't make the meeting after work, so if you can take good notes and update me later, that will be great. So you need that, an occasional cover. The last thing you need from them is support and engagement. Most of the time you're in school, you're going to be studying what you're working in. So what you're studying actually has use on the job. So you need people you can engage with as you're learning all of these new things. So it's okay to tell your friends or your colleagues on the job that I need your support, and most importantly, I need you to engage me in what I'm learning, because that could be extremely lonely if they're not. And the last part of this is describing what you're willing to give them. The most important thing you can give your colleagues in your workspace are overlapping spaces. Spaces where what you're learning actually benefits the job. So you're getting all of this expertise. Bringing it to the job is an added bonus for you. Sharing new ideas is what you're willing to give. So what I'm learning, I'm going to work with you. I'm going to show you. If I learn a process better, I'm going to bring it to the job to make all of our lives better and easier. And what you also are willing to give is growth opportunities. Finding ways to not only grow yourself within the workspace, but also finding ways for your colleagues to find growth opportunities as well. Now that is an ultimate give. Where you're now taking what you're learning and you're benefiting those who you work with. Now, I do understand for some people it is difficult because of just the nature of people on the job, and sometimes this pressure to advance, that some people may step on others, push others back, or suppress others. So if they know that you're in school to improve yourself, they may find small ways to kind of sabotage you on the job. You have to determine if it's worth having the talk with your colleagues or your supervisors so that they understand what you're doing, and they may find out ways to actually help you create these overlapping spaces where you can use what you're studying and learning in this environment.